Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, tonight's challenger wearing black trunks. He weighed in at 125.4 pounds. Presentando al retador en la esquina azul, pesando 125.4 libras. A two-time Muay Thai world champion. He is currently ranked the WBO number 9 featherweight contender in the world. Tiene un récord de 23 victorias, 2 derrotas y un empate con 14 ganadas por la vía del knockout. Clasificado número 9 OMB, aquí está el retador de Odessa, Ucrania. Demos la bienvenida a ARNOLD KHEGAI. And his opponent across the ring, tonight's defending world champion. Fighting out of the red corner, wearing gold trunks, he weighed in, as his opponent did, at 125.4 pounds. Y su rival, el campeón de la esquina roja, con un peso de 125.4 libras. He is undefeated in his campaign with a sensational record of 27 wins, no losses, 23 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight he is making the 4th defense of his title. Y tiene un sobresaliente récord de 27 victorias sin derrota, con 23 ganadas por la vía del knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the defending, undefeated WBO featherweight champion of the world de Zapopan, Jalisco, México. Aquí está el orgulloso e invicto campeón mundial peso pluma OMB. Demos la bienvenida a Rafael, el divino Espinoza. Y aquí está el referee Miguel Canur.
Sir, mouthpiece. ¿Qué tienes?
Aquí está.
De una vez. Okay, guys, remember what I told you in the locker rooms? Please make a good, clean fight and make it the best of the night. Touch gloves, go to the corner, wait, hear the bell, throw the best punches.
And we take a look at the tail of the tape for our main event, and you won't see measurables that are more different than the ones you're seeing on your screen right now. Two men who could not be built any differently physically, but are nearly identical internally in terms of how they want to fight, how they seek to win fights. This is a made-for-TV main event between the #1 rated Ring Magazine featherweight and a man in Arnold KHEGAI who has been waiting his whole life for this opportunity.
Yeah, even to see KHEGAI to spend 30 seconds on the perimeter of the ring sort of cuts against the profile of this fight that you would have set. The thing, if you are Team Espinoza, to be concerned about is that Espinoza, for a guy as tall as he is, does get hit with a fair number of right hands, whether against a southpaw or an orthodox fighter, like Robeisy Ramirez dropped him with the right hook, and that is Arnold KHEGAI's punch, and he will throw it over the top whenever he gets the chance.
Yeah, to your point, Morgan, Espinoza is someone who can get hit. When he gets hit, as tends to happen with ultra-tall fighters, it's very eye-catching.
Yes.
He gets hit hard, but generally speaking, he's throwing at about a 6-to-1 rate compared to his opponent. And that will be one of the challenges, Morgan, for KHEGAI in this fight, particularly with that Muay Thai background. It's benefited him in that he has a comfort level with absorbing punches. He has a comfort level with contact like this. But can you allow a voluminous puncher and a hard puncher like Espinoza to get off with that kind of regularity?
Yeah, and Muay Thai is different in that, you block a lot of the punches because you can't move your head that much, because if you move your head too much, you get kicked. Now, if this was Muay Thai, he would just hit Espinoza right across that lead thigh with a leg kick, but Muay Thai, you can't, in boxing, you can't do that. So he's kind of stuck. And to your point, like if your defense is predicated on taking contact, there's that right hand over the top. It's a lot harder to do against a guy like Espinoza, who, when he feels like it, cranks up the volume, but also punches with authority.
Body work there from Espinoza, and that's something he's able to do despite that height. Because of the length,
yes,
he can reach and land those body shots from a safe distance. Back comes KHEGAI with a left hand to the body of his own.
Yeah, and I guess everyone that fights Espinoza sort of has the same theory. This tall, skinny guy, if I can get inside on him and hit him in the body, I can make something happen. But the theory and the reality often are two different things.
Yeah, and the reality is that he's waiting for those moments too. Espinoza is one of those tall fighters who loves being on the inside. And as fighters at a high level have found out, it can be like fighting an octopus.
Yes.
On the inside.
I was going to say more like fighting a praying mantis.
Yeah. A slower paced round by Espinoza and KHEGAI standards, but we expect things to heat up even more.
And I guess every big fight in Mexico, you either play that song on the stereo or you get a band to play El-Rey. It's like Sweet Caroline. I imagine it's fight music.
Soundtrack for what has already been and will continue to be an exciting main event here between Espinoza and KHEGAI, as the guy lands a right hand to the body.
You see Espinoza trying to keep KHEGAI at a distance, and that's one of the ways he can use his length. But you also see him sort of like Sebastian Fundora, getting inside. And one of the ways that you can also use, you see a really tall fighter use their length, is to get inside and just get leverage on their punches, because these long levers, you can get tremendous power at the end of them from close range. So you will see him do that too.
There's 3 good left hooks to the body from Espinoza in the last 20 seconds or so. Now a right hand scrapes through the guard of KHEGAI. Tries to stab his way to the body of Espinoza and try and get some work done on the inside. You can see a deep breath from KHEGAI after he absorbed that uppercut from Espinoza.
And right there you see the dilemma for KHEGAI. Again, a guy with a kickboxing background is not used to moving his head in ways that the short, muscle-bound guys usually have to move their heads to get inside on the tall guy. So he's there at the end of the jab, trying to figure out ways to get inside.
So a guy trying to leap in with that left hook. And one of his hallmarks, you go back and you watch the Fulton fight or the Joette Gonzalez fight or better nights even for KHEGAI, his hallmark has been intensity.
Yes.
It's not necessarily overwhelming punch volume. You pointed out earlier in the broadcast, primarily KHEGAI is a big one-punch kind of guy in succession. But there's an intensity about his approach that has been dampened a little bit already just by the volume and the length of Espinoza.
And the other problem, if you're fighting Espinoza and you are a one big punch at a time guy like KHEGAI, is that Espinoza has very good timing. And if you loop a punch, he will throw something right in between. And something that you won't see coming.
This body shot there from Espinoza. It's a heavy jab that Espinoza is throwing here tonight. Sets up uppercuts just like that. Uppercut comes so fast considering the length of the arms of Espinoza. A nice pot shot right hand as the seconds dwindle in the round and we head back to the corners.
Because if you keep going forward with this, he keep pushing you. He uses his jab to push you. But when you do this, you go overhand, then you can catch him. Go to the body and get out again. All right? If he's too close, you smother him. It's okay, but you smother him. Because if you give him distance, he throw uppercut. Understand? Yes, yeah, don't get frustrated. All right? Remember what you work, okay? You have to do it.
Solid advice there from Marvin Somodio in the corner of Arnold KHEGAI, who was also flanked by Charlie Edwards, who's kind of a bit of a player-coach kind of role here for Arnold KHEGAI, who's in camp to help with a little bit of speed work as well. Also is in the corner of KHEGAI. Round 3 is underway, and Espinoza still pumping that jab that the KHEGAI corner was trying to advise him around
and touching him with the uppercut that they said to look out for. So it's one thing to give someone some advice that, again, in theory should work against Espinoza. Something else entirely to implement that game plan.
There's that uppercut again. And already the face of KHEGAI starting to swell a little bit. Guy trying to come over the top of the right hand.
That's the punch they were asking for. And again, you watch Espinoza fight, that punch is there. It's just a matter of how often is it there and how much damage do you take in between your opportunities to land that punch.
And can you capitalize on it? Because we saw, of course, Espinoza in his defining fight, that first win over Obesi Ramirez, dropped so hard that he broke his ankle.
Yes.
And then fought another 7 rounds with that broken ankle. Espinoza, before that fight, wrote a note to himself, a letter to himself. He left in the locker room that said, "You're going to be world champion by the end of the day."
And again, I think what's easy to forget is the Rafael Espinoza who headed into that fight is not the Rafael Espinoza we see now. Maybe in terms of skill set, but just in terms of his profile, he was a guy that we didn't quite know what that record meant, what he was made of. And the general feeling around that fight is that Obesi Ramirez was going to take this big, tall guy and chop him up, take him apart, dismantle him. That was that. And it didn't happen that way, but we have since learned that that was not a fluke against Obesi Ramirez as the guy lands that right hand over the top.
The guy really having to arc these shots, but they're getting there. Nice left hook. That right hand just missed. A little boost of confidence here for Arnold KHEGAI.
And he's doing right there what Marvin Somodio said. If you get all the way inside, it's okay to tie him up. It's okay to smother him. That's fine.
That's low, low, low. Okay, back on your feet, back on your feet.
Espinoza trying to fire back with that right hand.
And at that really close range, stuff like that, Corey, is where KHEGAI and that Muay Thai background is an advantage. Because in boxing, the referee comes and breaks you up for the most part when there's a clinch. In Muay Thai, the clinch is where things get started. And to the extent that the referee is going to let them wrestle, that's where KHEGAI can get stuff done.
And I think KHEGAI has found exactly where he needs to be in this fight. Look ahead to round 4.
That's what we need to do. We have to counter the punch when you throw. Don't move back, but correct that. Don't move too much. From here, just throw. Catch him every time. Then after,
Vamos, vamos, vamos. Wait. Box.
Round 4 underway. Rafael ESPINOZA putting his WBO featherweight title on the line here tonight against Arnold KHEGAI. Big fights potentially on the horizon for ESPINOZA. In a conversation for fights against names like Angelo Leo, Luis Alberto Lopez, Bruce Carrington, Nick Ball, which would be an incredible match of body types.
Yes. But it's a dynamic weight neighborhood, right? Stephen Fulton, he's between there and 130. Inoue eyeing moving up in a few fights from now. Junto Nakatani has talked about potentially facing ESPINOZA. All kinds of fights are possible, and every single one of them profiles as an action fight.
And they are possible because somehow this man who looks like this has not sought the relief of another 4 pounds to move up to 130.
Well, as we were saying, Corey,
big right hand over the top there from KHEGAI, and another one.
And again,
big left hook as well.
ESPINOZA, for all his height, all his length, he is hittable. In every fight we've seen him in, someone has clipped him, often with that overhand right, like that right there. It's just that for the most part, he's able to take it.
Fight clean, fight clean.
But to finish the point, Corey, he started out as a minimum weight. So even this right here, this might be protein binge Rafael ESPINOZA we're looking at.
4 uppercuts there from ESPINOZA, and then a body shot. You see the faucet in the nose of Arnold KHEGAI just started to turn on. And these uppercuts, they are not stopping. This counter shot over the top there from KHEGAI.
No.
The KHEGAI has found what can work for him in this fight.
And again, everyone who fights Rafael ESPINOZA understands that overhand right can land. But often, this is the price. These uppercuts, these left hooks, this is the price you pay.
Yeah, it's a numbers game that you're playing against ESPINOZA. KHEGAI did land a couple big shots. He landed one right there, but he's also been busted open by a symphony of uppercuts here. And the chants of Divino are now starting here at San Luis Potosi.
Look at that blood, Corey.
And the face of Arnold KHEGAI is an absolute mess.
No punches. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, come on. This is... Yeah, it's okay. Just feel that it's okay. Arnold, remember, we cannot lean forward because the uppercut is here. Your defense is this. This best defense is this. Then we can counter. Because if you're here, when you counter, no power. So you have to step back and then give room to yourself, okay?
Salimos.
Well, Morgan, the nose is one problem for Arnold KHEGAI, but look at his left eye.
Yep.
There is a cut that is waiting to open up right above the eyelid, and Rafael ESPINOZA comes right out firing those same uppercuts that were busting KHEGAI up in the latter half of round 4.
Yes, and that straight right hand right on the eyebrow. Because if we can see the cut, ESPINOZA can see the cut.
There's an uppercut from KHEGAI. Tries to step in with that one. ESPINOZA immediately fires one right back.
Stop. No.
And that shot right there, that's so difficult for a fighter of Hegai's stature to defend against it. If Espinoza, if Espinoza leaves that lead hand out there for even a half second, how do you get out of the way of that shot?
Right.
And Hegai has not found that answer quite yet, and frankly, all of Espinoza's opponents have not found that answer.
Yeah, and because he can throw that uppercut from long range, and because he's so long, he is protected. Whereas most people, when they throw an uppercut from long range, they get punished for it.
Yeah, you wind up, you're Buster Douglas.
Yes.
Nice counter shot there from Hegai. Not enough to deter Espinoza. And firing away to the body.
Yes, and this is what so many of Espinoza's opponents find, is they can touch him, just not quite often enough.
No,
especially in the face of his offense.
Blood smeared across the face of Hegai. Looks like swelling is starting to intensify under that left eye, where the cut has developed as well. And this is a pattern that we've seen in Espinoza fights, where all of a sudden you look up, you're 5-6 rounds in, and his opponent looks like he's gone about 15 rounds.
Yes. And again, that's the volume and that's the leverage.
And it's this effortless delivery that Espinoza has, where you think to yourself, hey, maybe he's not doing a lot. That is not the reality.
Yeah, and that's also what allows him to sustain his power and his output deep in the fights, is that he gets a lot of power out of not a lot of effort. You're starting to see the blood smear onto his gold gloves.
And that'll do it for the round. We'll have to consult with Sherwood Williams as to what color gold and red combine to create. We might find out by the end of the night.
Todo open, remátamelo de gancho.
Back to action here in our main event. And if who's getting off the stool faster is any indication of anything, it is a good sign for Rafael Espinoza, who was standing and waiting to get right back on top of Arnold Hegai. And look at that right hand snapping his head back right there.
And the microphone in his corner for the last 2.5 seconds of that break between rounds. You could hear his coach telling him, finish with the hook, so we'll see if he does it.
Big right hand over the top there from Hegai.
Again, there's that right hand. It is there. Everyone he's fought has hit him with the right hand. Orthodox or southpaw.
The problem, again, is that those big shots just seem to trigger Espinoza to fire his own combinations.
And it's a matter of hurting him and getting him to stay hurt. Because, again, Ramirez dropped him with the right hook, and he popped up, broken ankle and all, and finished the fight. Wound up dropping Ramirez. So you can hit him, you can hurt him, but he is extremely resilient.
But there is always that question of, will there be the time that one of these shots is the one that takes him out? And you think back to another ultra-tall
you read my mind.
Puncher. Are you thinking about Paul Williams?
Absolutely.
Thinking about Paul Williams.
And
it can happen.
He took those punches. He took that overhand left all night against Arislandi Lara. And then a couple fights later, he couldn't take it against
Sergio Martinez.
Maravisha, exactly.
Stop.
but it's that volume, those 4 and 5 punch combinations that.
Yeah, 4 or 5 uppercuts right there. About 3 of them landed.
But KHEGAI has decided that, like, he's still willing, if that is the price he's still willing to pay.
Stop.
To try to clip.
One. I destroy a point, okay? Box.
Stern warning there for KHEGAI for shots behind the head.
And that's going to make things tough for KHEGAI because his best way to land that right hand is to loop it like that.
That one landed flush.
Yes, but he has such little margin for error now.
Stop.
If Espinoza pivots when that punch is on the way, KHEGAI's in trouble.
It looks like that eye of KHEGAI is now leaking as well. A little teardrop of blood now dripping down the left side of the face of Arnold KHEGAI. And Espinoza holding that left hand in the air.
Yeah, he's acting like he feels like he is in control. And I don't disagree with him.
Listen, you are empty the fight.
You hold it.
Clean, okay?
Yeah.
Round 7.
Arnold, you're doing good when you move your head and step back. Because when he touch you, the judges will give him the points, even if he touch you on the glove. So you have to keep his head movement. And with the overhand right, he put this down. So a little bit shorter right here. You aim for his shoulder here because he go down here. Understand? Same, bang. And you have to use your feet, all right?
Salimos.
Okay, let's go.
Well, the Arnold KHEGAI corner, again, giving him good advice and doing what they can to try to deal with the punishment that he's taken, but it is mounting and mounting quickly.
Yes. And that's, you know, another of the ways that Espinoza can get you. You can, and there's KHEGAI, again, landing it just often enough to give himself hope.
But eating a body shot at the same time.
Yes. And Espinoza is capable of hitting the home run like he did against Sergio Chirino. We just stepped inside that looping right hand and ripped that left lead hand uppercut. But most often it's like this, Corey. It's attrition.
Heads there. First time that's really happened in this fight, so no penalty.
Right.
Of course, we remember the warning that KHEGAI was issued for a shot behind the head.
That punch we were talking about, Espinoza just threw it. Tried to throw that tight lead hand uppercut inside KHEGAI's right hand.
Stop.
Toughness and the self-belief of Arnold KHEGAI keeping him in this fight as the heads come together once again.
Time.
Oh boy, that just made the eyes significantly worse.
And do we know, Corey, whether that cut was caused initially by a punch or a clash of heads?
I mean, I think if it were worsened by it, like if this incident were to cause the stoppage, I think we would be in a position where we go to the scorecards. That will not matter, at least right now.
Right.
Wait. Time.
And we're back to action. The troubles continue to mount here for Arnold KHEGAI as the uppercuts and the combinations just do not stop coming from Rafael Espinoza. Right hand and a left hook do connect there from KHEGAI.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's exactly what KHEGAI wants. But, again, what he absorbs in exchange.
This is death by 1,000 cuts, courtesy of Rafael Espinoza. More pertinently, about 4 cuts on the face of Arnold KHEGAI.
And now you're
His
starting.
legs might be betraying him.
That's new. That's the first time we've seen him in this fight. stumble right there.
Big right hand. And Rafael Espinoza is on fire here in the 7th round.
Fight clean, fight clean.
Divino just teeing off right now. KHEGAI trying to muscle his way out of trouble. But his face is an absolute disaster.
With about 20 seconds to go in that round, Corey, Divino unleashed a home run of a right hand, and only the thickness of KHEGAI's neck and shoulders, that big shock absorber, saved him. So right now they're telling him finish to the body. They're telling Espinoza. A lot of curse words in there too that I can't quite translate.
Sigue el 7, 8, sigue el 8. Sigue el 8. Bien listo, Tranquilo, pero tú tranquilo, no te me expongas de más. Así golpeando a tu distancia. Golpeando a tu distancia.
So on the one hand, you had the one coach early in the round trying to hype him up, and then towards the second half of that break, they're telling him, calm down, don't expose yourself too much, keep your distance.
Round 8 begins, and Arnold KHEGAI barely stepped a quarter of the way across the ring. Rafael Espinoza on top of him immediately. The wrist tape of Arnold KHEGAI has turned pink. Look at the face of KHEGAI as these jabs just keep on coming.
Yeah.
It's like running into a wood chipper.
And he's also getting swelling in different regions of his face.
The left eye of KHEGAI nearly completely closed right now. And Morgan, this is obviously a very boxing intelligent audience that we have here in Mexico. They know what they're looking at. No doubt they would be excited if Espinoza were to finish this fight.
Yes.
But there's also kind of a hush of discomfort in the audience right now as they're watching KHEGAI just get absolutely battered.
Yeah, and it's...
Oh my goodness, what a left hook there from Espinoza. KHEGAI froze in place, bit down on his mouthpiece, and came back for more, like that uppercut.
Yeah, there's that half-bolo uppercut. And KHEGAI, yes, he is getting battered, but he's landing just often enough. It's in one of these situations where the referee might say, show me something. And KHEGAI shows you something every 30 or 45 seconds. But at the same time, he is so far gone in this fight and taking so much punishment. Yes, we're in limbo here because he's too tough to go down from one punch. Too tough to stop throwing back. But is taking an absolute beating. This is punishment, Corey.
Chance of Divino now. After KHEGAI lands a couple of shots, maybe the crowd feels okay with cheering once again. As KHEGAI is just leaking blood as he sits back down on his stool.
He's also having trouble walking straight.
Tienes que seguir trabajando como estás. No te me prendas, no entras de más. No me arriesgues. Tienes que estar trabajando bien. Golpes a tu distancia rapidito y me lo rematas. No arriesgues de más, estás trabajando ya
50. But he gets the points because you stand in front of him. We can win on points if we just keep moving and countering.
Round 9 coming up.
Round 9, you have 3 rounds left. You understand? You have 3 rounds left. What round is this? Oh, here. Aquí.
Continuamos. Time.
Okay? If you don't do it, I will stop the fight. Understand? You gotta win the last couple rounds. Understand? We got 3 rounds left. Okay, this might be your last chance. Okay? Do it.
Emotional moments in the KHEGAI corner there. And Marvin Somodio telling Arnold KHEGAI what he probably knows, that there may not be another chance like this. Telling him he's going to give him 1 round to show him something or he'll stop the fight.
Yes, and the advice from Espinoza's corner was just keep doing what you're doing. Throw fast punches from long distance. Keep it at distance. Throw fast punches. Keep doing what you're doing.
As we're seeing right there, there is no route to the inside for KHEGAI unless Espinoza allows it.
Yes.
And if KHEGAI can't hurt Espinoza with one of these big looping right hands, what other deterrent is there?
None.
To stop Espinoza from just firing away from a range where he can land, but KHEGAI can't touch him.
And that's exactly what we're seeing. Now you're seeing KHEGAI sort of belatedly take a backward step, being forced to take backward steps.
Another uppercut comes in there from Espinoza.
And honestly, I think KHEGAI realizes too. His coach said, I'm going to give you 1 more round. So KHEGAI is giving it 1 more round, but he knows he's not going to win. KHEGAI himself is too proud to quit. And he's moving like a guy who is trying to survive this round. So his coach can say, you've done everything you can. Let's call it a night.
Yeah, and when you hear that from your coach, it's creating urgency, but it's also the first time that you've heard in your preparation for this fight and throughout the fight, you've heard your coach doubt whether you could win the fight.
Yes, there's also a difference between your coach saying that and the referee saying that.
Yes.
Because your coach, he's best case scenario, your coach is still giving you technical and tactical advice to win the fight. And the referee comes by and says, hey, I'm going to give you 1 more round because you're taking the beating, or I'm going to give you one more round because you're bleeding. It's something different, yes, when your coach says, I'm going to give you 1 more round because I can see you're getting tattooed here.
Final 30 seconds here of round 9. I would say a slightly better round for KHEGAI, just in terms of the amount of punishment he took in this round.
Yes.
But this is still a frightful beating that he's absorbing here.
And it might be the worst case scenario because it might be...
Oh, what a right hand there
maybe
from Espinoza. And maybe that will change the mind of KHEGAI's corner.
Catch him. We still got a chance, you know, because you still have power. If you maintain that, he'll get frustrated. He's going to keep going after you. We catch him. Time that, touch and go. Not just 1 punch, because 1 punch he covers. Right? Bam, bam. Or jerky. All right. Round 10 coming up. Round 10. Right? See? You have stamina. Nice. Yeah. Sometimes. Now you are in very good shape. So stay loose, use your feet, every combination to get out, all right? Listen to me, all right?
So the KHEGAI corner has decided to go for it. And they feel there is still a possibility of landing that home run shot. And again, as we've talked about, KHEGAI does land those big shots.
Yes.
They just have not produced any kind of a reaction that would make you believe that an actual knockout is possible.
Yes.
Again, going back to what we were talking about, there is always that one time when that changes. And maybe it's the kind of shot like that.
Espinoza takes, again, enough of those shots to make you feel you're in the fight, enough of those shots to make Marvin Zamudio think something is possible. But at the same time, you know, KHEGAI has to decide. He probably already has decided who he's going to believe, whether it's his experience or what his coach is telling him. Because Marvin Zamudio is saying he's going to get frustrated. But we're 10 rounds into this fight. Espinoza's not gotten frustrated yet. Nothing about his body language says frustration. He's just settled into this pattern. He's doing what his coaches are telling him. Fighting at his distance, not taking any chances. That's not frustration.
Nice right hand to the body there from Espinoza.
Right, and every time a guy takes one of those punches, he understands that Espinoza's not frustrated, that Espinoza's just operating. That swelling on the left eye core is starting to turn into one of those big bulbous bruises.
Yeah, it's. I assume that's going to be a very hideous situation for KHEGAI in about 30 minutes.
Yes. Stop. Yeah, this is Holyfield versus Hasim Rahman territory.
And Espinoza starting to pour it on. I don't know why I'm saying starting to pour it on. He's been pouring it on since the opening bell, but somehow he does find another gear.
And also, under different circumstances, if KHEGAI wasn't this sturdy and wasn't still throwing punches, this would be one of these fights where if the guy that's winning, if he just throws 15 punches in a row, he can get a stoppage. But KHEGAI is fighting back. KHEGAI is sturdy. He's taking these punches.
Look at the eye of Arnold KHEGAI. I mean, that has officially become an Eric Morales versus Marcos Maidana eye.
Fight me. No holding. Stop.
And ironically, in the corner of Rafael Espinoza tonight, is Sendai Tanaka, who of course has worked with Eric Morales among many, many others. A big right hand over the top by KHEGAI. But again, immediately responded to by Rafael Espinoza, who just punishes KHEGAI to the body.
I understand Marvin Zamudio trying to find some hope, but if that punch hasn't hurt Espinoza up until now, it's not going to hurt him after right now. Espinoza's standing between rounds. He's very comfortable.
Finish. No more. Okay.
I think this fight might be over. Rafael Espinoza was looking pretty relaxed in the Captain Morgan pose in the corner, and I think this will officially be waved off in just a moment.
And Espinoza seemed to know it before anyone else did, because he did the Captain Morgan pose right off the rip. Once that bell sounded to end round 10.
Like, my work is done.
Before the referee had even gone over to talk to the guy's corner.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And obviously this is a formality. This fight is over. And Rafael Espinoza has scored the TKO victory.
It was inevitable. It was a long time coming. Again, I can see why KHEGAI's corner thought they kept seeing glimmers of hope, because Rafael Espinoza, for as dominant as he is still a little bit vulnerable because he gets hit just often enough with just big enough right hands. But the offense that he put pressure for that long, that volume, that power.
No, it's a decision that could have been made a couple rounds earlier, as you were just talking about. I understand why it wasn't, but it would have taken a divine intervention to beat Divino in that kind of condition down the stretch.
Yeah, and I think the question now becomes, what type of fighter and what type of fight is it going to take to beat him?
Take a look back at some of the replays. That, and for how long can he absorb those shots?
That is the thing. So there is a way to beat him, but it's a question of, can you hit him with that right hand, hit him often enough with that right hand, hard enough with that right hand to make him think twice about the thing that he knows he wants to do to you?
That's the intrigue of Espinoza moving forward. Number one, every fight is going to be entertaining. Number two, you do have those glimmers of hope. Yeah, there is that question. Is this going to be a long reigning champion, or will this just be an extraordinary period of time where he's a near unbeatable physical proposition whose hourglass will run out?
Yeah. And I guess it depends on who he winds up fighting next. But like a pure power puncher could maybe give him problems. Maybe not knock him out one time, but again, as long as you hit him hard enough to make him think twice about doing the rest of what he does well, it could change sort of the calculus of the fight.
Chance of Divino resume, and it looks like we are about ready to make this one official.
No, ahora sí va a levantar mano por eso.
Let's take a look back at how this one ended.
And Corey, honestly, again, KHEGAI is too proud to quit on his stool. I sort of wish his corner had been less proud on his behalf, because the last 2.5 rounds of this fight, we didn't need to see. We had seen all we needed to see. And yes, he was landing those right hands, but again, it was not, none of this was affecting Espinoza. But KHEGAI was showing more and more damage, round by round, almost minute by minute. It's the kind of fight, I talk about this all the time, that makes me miss the old amateur computerized scoring days, and you get a 20-point lead and if they stop the fight, they'd say RSC outclassed.
Right.
Because this is what we had here tonight. Referee stops contest outclassed. And that's no disrespect to KHEGAI. That is just, you know, what he had to deal with in RAFAEL.
Yeah, it's a near physical impossibility for someone with KHEGAI's dimensions. Again, if you can't hurt Espinoza, Espinoza's attributes are just too much, and that is exactly what he was tonight. Just simply too much.
Yeah, until he meets the guy who can make him miss or who can hurt him consistently, it's going to be really tough to beat him.
Bueno, sí.
Stop him and get the
10th round. I predicted the 8th round, but this was one tough fight. Here we are.
Apologies for the delay as we await the formalities here of announcing Rafael Espinoza as the winner and still WBO featherweight champion. But if that means that we're taking extra time to check on Arnold KHEGAI, I will certainly not complain. An incredibly courageous effort from KHEGAI here tonight. And it's going to take that for whoever it is that ultimately beats Rafael Espinoza. Unless he becomes one of those rare fighters that retires undefeated.
Yes.
You're going to have to sustain some punishment if you want to beat this man.
Se solicita atentamente la presencia del servicio de paramédicos aquí en las gradas. Servicio de paramédicos en las gradas, por favor.
Gracias.
Vamos a pelear. Está abajo. Voy a bajar de rápido. Nomás aquí adelante. Ahorita voy a bajar ahí.
So once again, apologies for the delay. This fight simultaneously airing on national television in Mexico, which means we are in commercial break in Mexico. So if you wanted an explanation, that's why.
Yes, but to the point you're making, Corey, yeah. I mean, the difference between Rafael Espinoza and Paul Williams is that they're both really tall volume punchers, although they are 1 inch apart in height.
Which further illustrates the absurdity of the dimensions.
But Paul Williams was a giant and enormous welterweight at 6'2". Here's this guy at 6'1", 20 pounds lighter.
Oh, but Rafael Espinoza has nearly the same reach as Jayo Pataya.
Yeah.
If you want to put it in a different fashion.
The difference is those guys are both tall, volume punchers, but Espinoza, for his weight class, hits a lot harder than Williams did. Like, Williams had the volume, and that's what he had. That was his offense, whereas Espinoza is volume plus power.
So again, waiting to make this one official as we are in a commercial break in Mexico. Must be playing one of those long commercials, you know, like the compilation CD commercials. Like now that's music.
I was thinking of the one, remember where the guy puts the screen door on the bottom of the boat, and then he puts the Flex Seal on?
Oh, yeah, that's what, yeah, Dr. Ho is yes. All right, well, let's make it official.
15 segundos and round número 11 with a time of 15 seconds in round number 11. The opponent unable to continue. El ganador por knockout. The winner by way of knockout and still the undefeated WBO featherweight champion of the world, Rafael El Divino Espinoza.
So Rafael Espinoza with yet another knockout victory. It's the only way that he's defended that world title. A tremendously exciting run that this man is on, and all of those names that we mentioned earlier on in the broadcast, you can put them in with any of them, and it's going to make for a fantastic fight.